You know, this Caitlin Clark story, it's becoming laughable now. It really is. I mean, I don't know where to go. So she's 11th, according to the players in the league, at guard in the voting. Let's bring my guy James Young in here now. Coach, you tell me, man, have you ever covered a story more bizarre than this Caitlin Clark story?
It's funny, Big Sills. You and I were all over social media when I set up that clip about Caitlin Clark, and I want to go back to what Caitlin Clark said, because it was exactly who I went after the most. It's the league and the officials. And Caitlin Clark made a point, and I said the same thing last week. Maybe Caitlin Clark was listening to what Coach Young had to say and outspoke with Dan Sileo. That'd be very good for ratings. I sat there and I told everyone that the WNBA needs to invest in their officials and make them full-time. And that's exactly what Caitlin Clark said. Think about this, folks. Think about if you're reffing one league this way, and then you end the league, and then you got to go to a different league, and you got to ref it a completely different way. It's extremely difficult. That's why NBA referees, that's all they do. That's why NFL referees, that's all they do. That's why NHL referees, MLB umpires, that's all they do. And that is the problem with the league. They're making all this money. They tried to hide their damn books when negotiations came up because they tried to go on the cheap with the players. And they got their ass called out, mainly because of people like Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers. So now they're doing it with the referees. Kathy Engelbert, if you don't listen to anything I say, and you probably don't listen to anybody because that's why the league's a hot mess, pay the officials. On to the ratings. Sales, I'm gonna do something that I'm gonna do it. You know, it's amazing. She was 11th for guards. You know who was 12th? Kelsey Plum. The only guard I'm looking at. Now, they didn't count Anescu because Anescu couldn't qualify, so she couldn't be part of the vote. Paige Beckers, extremely popular. And then Marina Mabry, 4. Bet. Been around a long time. I hate to say it. These girls are jealous. And Kelsey Plum brought it up. It's a race thing.
Wow.
And it sucks. It's not right. Caitlin Clark is not the 11th best guard in the league. Big Sills. Caitlin Clark is not even is better than the 11th best player in the league. If you're going to tell me, and I have my vote, if you ask me right now, top 5 players in the world, right? Asia Wilson is first. You know, if she was healthy, Nafisha Collier is second. Brianna Stewart is third. And then it's Paige, Caitlin Clark. Either or. 4-5, 5-4. Ready? Asia as a front court player. Nafisha Collier is a front court player. Brianna Stewart's a front court player. So I'm telling you, the very worst Caitlin Clark should be is 2. She's 11. It's jealousy. And this is why the league sucks. Because they've created, Big Sills, I'm going to tell you something right now. Do you know the Indiana Fever the rest of the season? Do you know that, ready for this? Every game they play is on national TV for the rest of the year until September. Every single game. They have created a narrative with this kid. They have pissed on her. They're their cash cow, and then they treat her like garbage. They better figure it out. You want to create less jealousy, and you want to see how great this league is? Show Paige Beckers on national TV more. Show Asia Wilson on TV more. Show Brianna Stewart on TV more. Show these other players more so that when every time a WNBA player puts on a TV set, they don't see this kid. Because that's why they're going after her. And the league can't save themselves because they are tied to the dollar. But if they're going to tie themselves to the dollar, Sills, that takes some of that money pay the officials, and start refereeing these games the right way. That league is a borderline disgrace, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
Coach, I'm going to bring it up here, and you tell me, is it really all just about supporting and promoting a white girl in a predominantly black league that they're afraid? And if that's the case, and what you're saying right now, shouldn't the NBA and Adam Silver jump in? When does the league jump into this? Because they protect Wemby. You saw it in the finals when it was going after hard fouls. When does the NBA get involved? If what you're saying is really racism here, don't you think the league has to say something?
Big Sills, but it's more than racism. It's more than racism. Big Sills, how about the fact that people politically, whether they believe it or not, tie Caitlin Clark to the Republican Party? Majority of players, Democrats. A decent amount of the players in the league are not heterosexual. Who has a relationship with Fran McCaffrey's daughter? Caitlin Clark. So she bucks the trend of everything what the league players are. Majority black, she's white. Majority Democrat, she's overwhelming Democrat.
Conservative.
They think she's conservative, even though she technically is not. More of the league homosexual, she's heterosexual. She doesn't check the boxes of the players. But you know what she checks the boxes of? Their damn bank accounts. And that should be what it matters. It should be about how much money she brings in, and does she elevate the game? The answer is yes and yes. Take care of her. And the crazy thing, Sills, I'll leave with this. The crazy thing is, another player that lines up like those three things is Sabrina Ionescu. They never talk about Sabrina, because she didn't have the popularity coming into the league that Caitlin Clark is. This kid has been set up to fail since she got to the league, and she's still killing it. Respect the kid and take care of her.
Absolutely. And Coach, I wrote it down here. Third in points, second in assist, third in 3-pointers, and for the first time in 16 years, the Fever are averaging 94 points, highest number in 16 years. We'll talk some NBA with Coach James Young next, right here on SportsGrid.